Hello and welcome to my very first League of Legends commentary. I'm Trapezoid and today we have a 5v5 ranked replay that I got off of LOL Replay. Average ELO in here is between 18 and 1900, so it should be a fairly good game. The game here is actually in live perspective. I have no clue what's going to happen. Obviously it's not live since I downloaded the replay, but we'll see what happens here. Before we start, another thing I'd like to let you know is the first minute and a half with LOL Replay, usually you will see some lag. The time here will shoot back and it will be laggy just for the first couple minutes, but no need to worry, the rest of the replay should run cleanly and smoothly and we can get off to a fun game to watch, hopefully. Again, I have no clue what's going to happen, so hopefully it'll be a good one. Looks like GP, as you can see, GP did upload this replay, that's why I have his character screen here. It looks like he's running Flash and Smite as a typical jungler would. If you look at his rune setup, it looks like he has 10% armor pen, a little bit of attack damage, maybe some mana regen blues, and some armor. So I'm assuming he's got attack damage reds, some armor pen quints, and some armor yellows, and some mana regen blues. Does look like GP might be coming up here for a counter jungle, which might not be a bad idea because, oh, see, there it goes, it just stepped back. If we look at the teams here, it looks like the enemy jungler is Riven, which I've only actually seen Riven start at blue so they can get the cooldown reduction, so they can just spam Broken Wings. A little brief overview of the team setup. Yep, there we go again. It just reset itself again. Brief overview of the team setup here. It looks like we have Gangplank in the jungle against Riven. Our mid lane is going to be Xerath against Kassadin. Our bot is going to be Sivir and Sona against Soraka and Caitlyn. And our top lane is going to be Nasus against Rumble. It does look like Rumble's coming here and we're lagging. They're probably fighting and we're going to see the end outcome of it. Unfortunately, we probably won't get to see because we're in that first minute and a half range. Does look like Gangplank activates his E, his raise morale, gets a couple attacks off on Rumble, and Rumble throws his E to slow him down, hits him once, maybe twice, gets an auto attack off, and they're gonna split apart. But yeah, it doesn't look like anything too seriously. The only thing that might happen is Gangplank might reconsider counter jungling and go to a basic jungle route, which it does look like Nasus and Kassadin might be setting up the leash for him. But getting back to our lane assignments here, does seem that the blue team actually has a huge advantage in all the lanes except for top lane. Bottom lane, Sivir Sona is such an aggressive lane. Even with the range of Caitlyn, I think it's going to be hard for Caitlyn to keep up in CS and outpush this Sona and Sivir. Not that you really want to be pushing because that sets you up for ganks, but with as aggressive as Sona and Sivir can be, they're going to be pushing pretty hard, you can assume. So we might actually see some Riven ganks bottom, and that might be the downfall of this monster lane combo here. If we go mid, Kassadin against Xerath, it's probably going to be Kassadin out harassing Xerath with his Q. You can't really trade when you're getting silenced, so I have a feeling that Kassadin's probably going to win that lane there, especially after you hit level 5 or 6. Looks like the game is starting and Gangplank is going to a normal route and he is going to take the wolves and then go for blue. Before we get real in-depth into this game, here we'll take a look at top. Nasus against Rumble. This is what I'm really worried about. I have a feeling Rumble is going to completely control and dominate that lane with his with his flame, and he's going to harass Nasus and force him to his tower with some heavy harass and maybe picking up a few kills along the way. But again, we might see some Gangplank ganks, which could be the downfall of that as well. Because if you're harassing with Rumble, that damage on the creeps is unavoidable and you are inevitably going to push the lane. It looks like we are having some harass middle, and yeah, it looks like Kassadin probably got a Q off on Xerath. And there are a couple Yordle snap traps that Caitlyn put down prior for Xerath, which could help him in the lane a little more than we expected. Looks like they are kind of harassing each other top, getting some last hits. Rumble is, yep, there he goes, throwing that harass off. Eventually, I have a feeling we're going to see some Riven ganks top, and this lane might be controllable. Or not Riven, Gangplank, I'm sorry. And it looks like the same thing down here. We got Sona and Sivir pushing, and there are probably going to be some Riven ganks, which do end up helping Caitlyn and Soraka out. But Sona already has a ward out, so that could hinder any chance of that happening. We'll have to find out. And Riven is throwing more harass out. It looks like Nasus is about 50% life, and Riven's pretty full here. Riven's going to get a couple cheap shots on the turret and then decide to back off and throw a little more harass and some last hits. Yeah. Does get silenced. Looks like Xerath and Kassadin are skirmishing again. Just a couple. Hey, don't forget about me, as I'm going to last hit while you hit me. Looks like Gangplank, due to this line, because I am him technically according to the replay, is moving towards top. Oh, nope, he redirected towards wolves. I was hoping to see a gank there. That would be fun because it doesn't look like there is a ward there. But then again, I'm not in observer mode, so I have no clue. We do have more. Looks like Kassadin's actually using his Q more so to farm than harass this Xerath, which might not be a bad idea because, oh, there he did throw some harass down. But it is hard for Kassadin to get last hits right away. But he seems to be managing pretty well. Rumble again throwing. Looks like he's got. Gangplank is setting up for a gank, but Nasus is pretty low. He's got to know that Gangplank's there. Jetting. Oh, he throws the Wither on. Rumble flashes. Nasus gets ignited. Rumble goes in for Nasus. Nasus flashes. GP has that red buff on Rumble, and all he needs is one. Oh, he does throw a shield up in speed. And Gangplank flashes to get the first blood. What a play by Gangplank. That's kind of what I was afraid of. And I'm not sure why Rumble stayed when Nasus came back at him so aggressively with such low life. But let's move bottom. It looks like there's some harassment going on. I see Sona has a chunk of life missing there. That was a smart move there. Oh, looks like I missed a kill middle. Kassadin did something to Xerath and did get the kill. It doesn't even... Yeah, he had to have used Force Pulse. He's only got one charge on it. But as I was saying, look what happened down here is Caitlyn dropped a Yordle snap trap in the bush, and Sivir says, you can lay as many traps as you want because I'm just going to put up my anti-magic shield, walk over him, and you're going to give me free mana. Looks like Riven ganked mid. Riven gets in. Gangplank comes in. Riven takes a tower hit. It looks like Gangplank's going to get another kill. Kassadin lives barely. I wish I would have seen the whole fight. It looks like there's more combat going up top. Nasus puts Wither on Rumble. Rumble's chasing him down. He overheated. He's getting some melee attacks off. Nasus is about 50% health. Rumble throwing his slowdown, and he decides to back off. Not sure why. He wasn't even close to the turret, but he must be scared of that Gangplank. Which Gangplank is there? Rumble does go in. Nasus taking heavy damage. He is at 84 life, and he gets the Wither off to scare Rumble back. Gangplank is coming up. He's got to know this Nasus would not be this aggressive if Rumble wasn't there. Nasus probably waiting for his Wither to come back off cooldown. There it goes. Wither up. Gangplank coming in. Rumble goes in. He does get the kill on Nasus. Gangplank still has red buff. This Rumble is overheated. He cannot slow this Gangplank. Rumble does throw his ult down. Rumble might get away if he does get his speed boost. Oh, he slows down to turn it. Oh, they trade. I don't know if that was the right move for Rumble when he could have got away instead of turning around. But I guess Rumble felt like he needed the kill to keep up in the lane, so probably worth it according to him. Bottom lane, if we look here, it looks like CS-wise, Sivir at 50 and Caitlyn at 35. So as we expected, Sivir and Sona are controlling this lane. Riven setting up for a gank, but there is a ward there. This Kassadin placed a ward and put it down 10 seconds ago, so perfect timing on that ward. Riven comes in, realizes he ain't gonna get anything, and takes a couple CS and backs out. But Gangplank is near, so this Kassadin could force aggressive play to force a team fight, and GP swoops in. But only time will tell. And it does look like Riven bailed, and it's going to be just a farm lane for now. Gangplank did ping on the Xerath. Kassadin flashes in. No, he ulted in. He throws his silence up. Riven ults, scares off Gangplank, but Kassadin puts a Q on him and says, "I'll take that kill, thank you," and walks off with 200 or 300 life. This Gangplank is doing really good for this team right now. He's been a part of every kill except for the one dive middle, and he is controlling the jungle right now. Riven has yet to see a gank that was productive, so all he's done is die. Looks like Gangplank is not sharing his blue buff with Kassadin, and Kassadin's pinging like, "Hey man, that's mine, what's going on?" And looks like Rumble is harassing this Nasus again. Nasus about 50% life. Rumble overheating, backing up, saying, I'm satisfied with that harass. Oh, looks like, oh, no, they're leaving. Looks like they're satisfied with the advantage in the CS they have, so much so that they're going to go by. 68 to 48, 20 CS difference. Caitlyn's going to be like, "I needed that. Thank you for leaving. I will take this CS while I can." If we go back top, I really love watching this aggressive lane, this Rumble taking on this Nasus, and GP just camping it. But Rumble going in, getting some more harass on him. But if you do look, Nasus was smart, did get a null magic mantle for some magic resist. And it does seem to be helping him a little bit. He isn't taking as much damage as he was. If we look middle here, looks like Kassadin's trying to pick up some CS on mobs that I can't see their health. Looks like flashes in, gets a last hit. Kind of boring game right now, nothing too exciting going on, but it does look like Gangplank is wanting to gank. He just has no clue where. He drops a ward, he's waiting. Kassadin moves in on this Xerath. Xerath at 50%. Xerath getting a stun off on Kassadin, and he just says, "Just get out of here, leave me alone." Gangplank does go in on this Rumble. Rumble activated his ult. I think Rumble initiated on this Nasus, not realizing GP is there. This Nasus is gonna, oh no, Gangplank's gonna get the kill. This Rumble needs to learn to ward. Any good player knows you have to ward when there's jungles roaming around, but so far this Gangplank is MVP of this blue team over here. Probably why he posted this replay. He is gonna move in on this Xerath. Kassadin ultimates, throws his Force Pulse. Gangplank goes in with a, and Kassadin had Ignite on him, and Gangplank got the kill for Kassadin. Bottom lane got Sivir throwing some harass on Caitlyn, and Soraka saying, I'll heal that back up. Riven did move in on Nasus here and takes a tower hit and decides he can't do enough damage to do anything. Wasted his ult and everything. This Riven is not having very much success ganking. Just kind of level 6, falling behind. This Gangplank is level 8 from these successful ganks. Looks like he might be trying to go gank bottom. Let's keep an eye on here. He is going to get in this bush without this Caitlyn seeing, I believe. And Caitlyn's going to actually move in. And here they go. Throws the Braze Morale up. Gets his... Oh, what a crescendo by the Sona. And this Gangplank is going to tower dive. Gets exhausted. But it looks like his dot might pick him off. Sivir moves in for the Soraka. Soraka might end up getting a kill on the Sivir. Gets away with 8 HP. Flashes over the wall. Gangplank flashes in. Sona coming in. And it looks like this Sivir is in a hurting situation. This Gangplank is going to pick up another kill. Looks like there's some action going on top as well. Nope, just some harassing. Kassadin's all, you completed all the fun without me. I guess I'll go back and buy. But again, Rumble being very aggressive against this Nasus, and it seems to be working. Let's take a look at the CS here. We got Rumble with 54 and Nasus with 46. So Nasus not doing a bad job, actually. Doing a great job getting last hits at the turret. I really wish we were in observer mode and I could tell if Rumble had a ward here. Because if he doesn't, with as much pushing as he's doing, he could be in trouble. Oh, Kassadin ults in and gets a Q off on that Xerath. Just harassing that Xerath, making him scared of everything. Hating life being in middle against Kassadin. Gangplank is top, and I will assume that Rumble finally did get a ward because he is B. And Gangplank's going to just roam around and say, hey, I'm here, let this Nasus farm, and we'll be on our way. Xerath did get his E off. Kassadin moving in. Oh, and I missed a kill bottom. Riven finally got a gank in and ended up picking up a kill on this Sona. And Sivir's just going to poke and poke. And it looks like they're going to set up a gank on this Gangplank ult. Riven and Kassadin just gets another kill on Xerath. Let's move back top. And it looks like Rumble ignited Nasus. Not sure what for, but did get some damage on him, and it looks like he's going to keep up their harass. Looks like Blue is pinging for this dragon. I'm not sure why. I think they might think Riven's there after that gank, but nope, Riven's middle. Sivir places a ward, and everything seems fine. Looks like they are going to dive this Riven and decide that they can't kill him and move towards dragon, which might not be the best idea considering Sona is not there. But Gangplank decides he should back out. They do think they might be able to set up a gank on this Riven, it looks like, and they decide to bail out on that as well. Sona's going to come in, probably set a ward, and say, let's just keep farming, Sivir. You've got the lane control. Let's get you fed as possible and take over. Rumble moving in, getting this Nasus to 100 life, and again, Nasus escapes. Does have teleport, I believe. Yep. So we'll probably see him teleport back and try and snag some last hits. Looks like Kassadin's setting up here saying, Gangplank, come on, get me this blue, I want it. And Gangplank will freely pass it. There is a ping back. They must have seen Riven. Yep, Riven is seen, and good spotting by Sona there to tell them to back up because she did see Riven move in to try and set up a gank. And Sivir again gonna say, hey, thanks for these free last hits. I'll take every last one of them. Kassadin moving in on Xerath again. Looks like he missed with his E there. But with blue buff, that doesn't really matter because it's gonna be up all the time. Looks like we had a little bit of lag there, but Rumble going back to harass a little bit. Looks like Caitlyn's going to throw some harass with Piltover Peacemaker, and Sivir's just going to auto-attack. Looks like Kassadin's pinging for this Rumble, and it looks like there was lag because Rumble was moving pretty quick there. But Kassadin pinging it. Nasus going to move in and wait for Kassadin. He's putting Wither down. GP ults. Kassadin moves in, throws his silence, throws his slow, puts up Ignite, and goes in with the ultimate for the kill. And Nasus tanking the turret like a boss, saying, thank you, I needed that. This Rumble is starting to hurt. They do see Riven at red buff here. Gangplank moving in swiftly. Let's see if they can get there before red buff goes down. I think Riven knows because he's moving him into the bush. He's hoping to get it done. He does see GP. Kassadin ults in, throws in his silence, and there is nothing for Riven to do. And at the same time, we do have Nasus counter jungling here. It looks like they're taking a turret bottom easily with ease. That was a quick lane. Oh wow, Sivir throwing bouncing blade followed by his boomerang blade and just saying, beware, I am fat. Sona wisely in chat here saying, hey Sivir, if you need some mana, there's a trap here. Come take it, it's free mana. And I assume Sivir will be like, thank you very much, Sona, I love you, I will take that mana. at the moment here, it looks like this Gangplank is just controlling the game. There's 12 kills. Gangplank's been a part of 11 of them. He is all over the map, ganking every lane and successfully coming away with kills. And I don't think he's even... Oh, he did die once. And it looks like they're going to take a turret middle as well. It looks like Riven is already conceding in chat here. Just end it. GG. We're AFK. We're only 17 minutes in, so they can't concede. And this is the power of a successful jungler here. You see Gangplank taking control over the map, dominating Rumble top. Nasus is going to teleport in here, take this turret. Kassadin going to ult in and silence Caitlyn and say, back up. This is ours. We want the gold. We want this game. We are not going to let this out of our hands. Rumble does come in with an ultimate. Caitlyn puts his ultimate on Kassadin. GP blocks it. Riven flashes in, stuns everybody, throws his ult up, does little to no damage. Rumble taking tons of damage from Kassadin. Kassadin taking the kill. Sivir going in, and oh, flashes out and escapes with his life. Gangplank taking a kill on Caitlyn, and they are just in control here. Kassadin ulting in, silencing this Xerath, and there's nothing Soraka can do to stop it. And it looks like the turret is theirs. As much as I cannot see the health on it, this game is pretty much sealed. The score is 15-3, and they are taking an 18-minute inhibitor. Wow, look at the creep power on this Sivir, throwing one bouncing blade and one boomerang blade and taking out almost the whole wave. If we look at the creep score bottom, it's 152 to 101, just completely dominating the lane thanks to this Sona. Just Sona harass early game is hard to contend with, but if you have been paying attention, in the next set of patches, Sona is getting some slight nerfs, which will hopefully make her less aggressive but keep her balanced enough so that she can play the way she is playing. It'll be interesting to see how the meta changes in the bottom lane, because as of right now, Sona is considered the best support due to how much her harass can affect the lane. Especially with a champion like Sivir with her boomerang blade that can just chunk people. And yep, Riven just yelling end it, and it looks like this game's over. They're just trying to seal it by taking some CS here and waiting for 20 minutes so that they can surrender on their own terms. This blue team taking no chances, making sure the game is theirs, and which is the smart way to do it. Don't get over cocky, make some mistakes, which most teams in a lower ELO will, but Rumble does move in with his ult. I don't think he's going to do anything against 3. I can't see their health bars for GP ults, and it looks like, yep, Nasus is going to flash and get the kill. There really isn't much for this team to do except bend over and take it. Sivir's farm, Nasus farm, GP farm. This game is sealed. Xerath saying, hey, I can still poke you, Sona. I know you're in that bush, but I can't do anything about it. Just the presence of this Kassadin forced Xerath to flash away. Sona saying, I'm a beast, I'm going to tank this turret all the way down to 200 life, and there is the forfeit. And Riven is yet using /taunt, but this goes to prove the power of a powerful jungle, keeping every lane in check and forcing a great turnout for his team.